So today we're going to be learning how to complete the square. Solve a factor by completing the square. So let's just get to it. This is a trinomial, and using regular methods, it could be pretty difficult to solve it. It depends on the situation, basically. But obviously, if we use a method, the regular method, you can see that two numbers that multiply to 2, which are 2 and 1, they'll never add up to 6. So that's why we use grouping also. We can use the method of grouping, but completing the square is also pretty easy. Okay, so what we have to do is change this formula equation into this formula. We want to change it into that. The equation for that is basically x squared plus 2ax plus a squared. Now, this binomial expands out into this trinomial, which we need because we have this thing right here. We have this equation, and we want to change it into this binomial. And this equation is almost, well, you could say it is in the form of this one, of the bottom one. But we still need to tweak it so it becomes a perfect square. So first off, what you want to do is, I'll just write this. What you want to do is take the 2, or take the number that's over here, and put it over to the right, or to the other side of the equation, the equal sign. And now it's -2 now, right? So as we see, we're close to getting, two numbers here on the left, but it's not a perfect square at all. So what we want to do is we want to basically, we are in this form. We're in this form right here, and the x squared is here. Yes, we have x squared plus this 2ax. This 6 is basically a 2ax, or it's just basically a 2a. Let's take out the x because that's separate, or the x is on the right. So this 6 is comprised of two numbers, 2 and an a, and a number that's represented by a. And what we want to do is find that a number so we can put it right here. So we can take this a number, we have to find this a number, which is the same right here, right? And we add it to the equation and we square it. So what we want to do is, so let's see, since 6 is comprised of 2a, to find a, you divide 6 by 2, right? So 6 divided by 2, x equals -2, right? And now we have our number x squared plus, it's still 6x, but now we have our number. Now we have our a value, right? Because this is still 6x because it's comprised of 2 times our a value. And we found our a value, which is 6 divided by 2, which is 3. So we add 3, but we square it. So let's take that out, and instead of writing it 3 squared, we'll write it as 9. So plus, let's get that so it doesn't look like 39. Okay, so we got x squared plus 6x plus 9 equals, remember, -2. And what we do on the left side, we have to do on the right side. So we add 9 also on the right side, right? And now, as you can see, what we can do is this would become negative. This would become 7. So this is 7, which equals right there. And what we want to do is, now that we have our equation in this form right here, this top right form, we can switch around the variables to put in this form, which is a perfect square form. So that would be x squared plus 9, because a is 3, so 3 squared is 9, right? X squared plus 9 equals 7. Now I'm going to move over here a bit to the top, close this off. And what we want to do now is, let's say we want to solve for x. Now what we want to do is, that would be x squared plus 9, that looks like an a, but plus 9 equals 7, in brackets, remember. And we want to take the square root of this, because we want to take out the squares. So x squared would become x, and 9 would become 3. So we want to take the square root of that, but we also have to take the square root of 7. So that would be x plus 3 equals, and it's the square root of 7, and it's plus or minus the square root of 7. Because any number that you square could be a positive or negative number, because if you square a negative, it becomes a positive either way. If you square positive, it's positive, right? So it's plus or minus square root of 7. And now if we want to figure out what x is, so we do x, and it's simple from now on, basically plus or minus negative 7 minus 3, right? And that's what x equals. So x equals plus or minus negative 7 minus 3. So it could equal minus it can equal plus square root of 7 minus 3, or minus the square root of 7 minus 3. So there's two different roots. There's two different answers for x, which you should be able to find. So I hope you learned from this tutorial. If you have any questions, just comment, and I'll probably reply. Thanks.